There's nothing better than going to the soft serve place, and then the best part is you get your soft serve and they dip it in that chocolate that hardens. How cool is that?
So good. Yes, it is delicious. But we're going to show you how to make it at home.
Right.
We're here with Bill Collins. He's a chef, personal chef. He's from chefbill.com, and he's going to show us how to make that delicious chocolate sauce right in your own kitchen.
Yes, I'll tell you, I feel the same way. Nothing says summer like getting the first one of the season. It is perfection.
I do twist. What do you do?
Twist.
It depends on the day.
No way.
I usually go with twist, but that vanilla and chocolate combo, it's perfect. And that's why vanilla is the most popular ice cream flavor in the country, in the world, because it just goes with everything, the vanilla and the chocolate. But it's a personal preference.
It is, and it's going to go perfectly with this. So we can actually make this at home. Scale of 1 to 10, how hard is it?
10 for the easiest thing in the world.
Oh, okay.
Because really all it is chocolate, bittersweet chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate, whichever you like. Dark chocolate is best, and butter. Some people like to use coconut oil, but everybody's got butter, so you don't have to go out and get another ingredient. And it's a good amount of butter. This is 6 ounces of chocolate, or when you think of a bag of chocolate chips, half the bag.
Okay.
And a stick of butter. Which you might say, wow, a stick of butter? Wow, yeah, a stick of butter.
Wow,
Everything's
delicious.
better with butter.
Everything is better.
Now, the way you're cooking it, it's not microwaved. It's not the way that a lot of people would do it.
No, and the thing about a microwave is I don't like them because you can't really control the temperature, always going in and stirring. What I like to do, it's a double boiler, and I just take some water, bring it to a boil, and then take it off. This will boil in just a moment. Take it off, and it'll continue melting. This will take not even 10 minutes, and stir it around occasionally, and it'll all melt and come together.
Now, why not just melt chocolate? Why add the butter?
The butter is, the fat gives it its glistening, and it also helps thin it out and give it more of a texture. Because if you were to just melt the chocolate and then dip the your ice cream into it or pour it over the ice cream, it would just be too thick and dense, and you wouldn't get that thin mouthfeel that we like. This also thins it out somewhat. So you can go with just chocolate, but it's going to be a much different mouthfeel. It'll be heavier. Now, chocolate is chocolate, and that's a good thing. But what we are actually going for here is actually not a lot of chocolate, because there are two things at play. One of them is that you want to have a very thin coating. If the coating is too thick, it won't soften up, because what's happening is the chocolate, once we go to use it, will not be screaming hot, but kind of warm. And you want the chocolate really cold, so the cold hitting the room temperature chocolate will just harden right up. Too much hot chocolate, too much not cold enough ice cream, it'll just have a blob of chocolate ice cream, which is good, but it's not what we're going for.
Okay.
Well, how about we let this cook up a little bit later in the show? Once it's melted, we're going to top some ice cream with it?
We absolutely are.
And then we get to eat it too?
I think so.
Have our ice cream and eat it too.
I think so, yeah.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We are back with Chef Bill Collins from chefbill.com. We're finishing up our ice cream topping.
Yes, everything has been melted and cooled down a bit. You'll see how shiny that chocolate is. That comes from the butter being in there. So it's all it's a bit thinner than just melting the chocolate. It's shiny, which is what you want the chocolate to look like. And it's not too warm.
But it's only 2 ingredients.
It is just the butter and the chocolate. And when I say it's not too warm, that came off of the heat a little while ago. You want to cool it down till it's just barely warmish. You want it to still be moving around. If it's too hot, it's going to melt the ice cream and it won't harden. So that's why I just let it sit. And if you find that it's gotten too hardened and it's not moving around as this is moving around nicely, that's okay. Pop in the microwave, put it back over the water for just a few moments until it thins out. It won't take long at all.
Okay.
So now,
shall we?
We
This is
shall.
the best part. This is the part
So
that
I've been
we're
waiting all
waiting
show for.
That's
frankly.
right. And so now we just want to scoop some ice cream. And as we know, so that's a nice little scoop there. I worked at Friendly's in high school.
Beautiful scoop.
So,
See, I scooped ice cream for years, all these summers.
and so exactly, in preparation being on Mass Appeal.
It all got me ready for this moment.
So now, here's the thing. Here's what you want to be careful of, because you don't want disaster to strike, and you want the ice cream to stay on the cone. If you're not sure that it's going to stay on, maybe even have a little fork here to keep it there in.
Oh.
And that way, because
Tricks of the trade, Chef
that's right.
Bill.
Now, you also, just like they do at the soft serve places, you want to drip off the extra, because that will guarantee you've got a nice thin layer. If you just dip it and bring it back up, it'll still be a little bit thick. You want it thin so it will harden. Give that just a moment.
I would love to.
See if you can give it a moment. See if you can be brave.
It's really killing me.
And so now we'll do another one. Now, here's the thing. What if you don't have any cones? You can also do this in a dish.
Oh,
So
yeah,
here-
I like dishes.
You like dishes? Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm just going to put this right here. and then I'm going to do some in a dish.
Oh, you can finish yours. Did you
Oh,
want the
no,
cone?
no, I'm driving.
Okay.
No, I'm so.
I would just like to
Is
note
this
for the
raw
record,
ice
this is already hardened.
Is it, well, that's great. And
Seth
so,
is trying to.
so now
I just really want an
closer
excuse to
to
eat
eating
it.
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now here's what you want to do. You just want to put it on very gently, because again, you don't want it too thick because it won't harden. So just a thin layer. It's not like hot fudge where you're putting a mountain on.
Right, which is what I do.
So
with hot fudge.
so give it a moment, and believe me, that's a good thing too. So give that a moment. It'll harden right up, and you can see it stays nice
Look at
and
this.
shiny.
I was like,
It
if we can get a
does.
close-up shot of this is amazing. Look at that. Not going
Now,
anywhere.
question.
Yes.
Can you also dip bananas in this?
You can dip everything
Frozen?
in there.
Oh, now would you
Yes.
dip a banana frozen or before it freezes?
You could do either. The thing about a frozen banana is they still have a really nice texture. It's not like you're biting into an ice cube, so there's still some soft mushiness.
Right.
You can go with the frozen one. You can also go with the fresh one, and it'll take a moment because when you hold it up in the air, again, there's not going to be that much on there, and the air will help dry that thinner amount.
Okay.
It won't dry as quickly as on ice cream, so it's not as cold, but it'll work.
Good.
Now, Chef Bill, is this something you need to use that day, or can you freeze it and rethaw it and put it in the fridge?
You can leave it in the fridge. You don't have to freeze it. You can pop it in the fridge, and again, just as it'll get really hard in the fridge, so that's okay. Pop it in the microwave, put it back over a double boiler, and it'll still work out real well. And you can eat, I mean, you can eat all that in one sitting, but you can also give it a few tries.
Can we eat it?
Yeah, go.
Thank you
Go.
so much. If you want a copy of this recipe, just go to mymassappeal.com later today.
Oh, yes.
Let's eat. Let's just eat.
Yep. Dessert before my meal. That's the way it goes.
Not just for breakfast
Mass Appeal,
anymore.
nope.
Oh, Chef Bill.